Some of you know that there's something that I call that thing you do. How many of you know what I'm about to do? All right. If you have a camera or a camera phone, this is something you may want to take video of. And David, don't leave. All of a sudden you go, wait a minute. The guy knows who I am. All right. I have taken the time to make sure that I got to know each and every one of you. And now I am not perfect at this, but I have gotten pretty good. So I'm going to go around the room, and as I call on you, as I call off your name, if you would just please stand up and remain standing. Jeremy Scallon, Steve Hinton, and Steve's wife's name is Beeline. And he's going, he never met my wife. Oh, yeah, and by the way, take your name tags and turn them upside down, or you can take them off all together. So, and we have Don LaChance, whose wife's name is Laura, and his sister's name is Catherine. Joel and Shaniqua. Where's Shaniqua? Joel Burrell, his wife Shaniqua, and his daughter Amina, who's 12 years old. Mary Wilson, Betsy and Terry Scallon. Now, he's gone. Now, I surprised Steve Burke last night when he came in. He went, man, you met me last time. You still remembered me. It was that no. Deborah Kiss, James Fisher, Dan Burton, Gene Logan, Jay Coons, Catherine Knudsen, Kathy, Kevin Z, Big John McGowan, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get a photo of John and I together. Anybody got a photo of John and I together? All right. Give me a step stool. John, turn around. I feel like the sideshow, the midget. Let's see. We've got Dennis and David Nelson. John, I haven't met you yet. John Lydell with your wife, Kelly. Let's see. Jeff Carlson, Sandy and Tom Walton. The great Jim Lewis, JTL, Carol and John Markham over there on the side. We've got Steve Lovelace, Kelly Keltner, John Snyder, Steve Snowman. I was joking with Steve Snowman. Steve came down from Washington, and he said that he was coming on Facebook. He said he was coming to Sacramento to warm up. And I said, you have earned the name Snowman. Marcia Franco, I've not met Marcia actually. Jerry Santiago, Larry Coleman. Last time I saw Larry was more than a year ago in Vegas. Rafael Gonzalez, Karina Beckby, who the time I did this in Las Vegas, she was the only one in the room. I forgot her name, but I had been calling her by name the whole time. Now this lady I have not actually met, so she's going to be surprised that I know she's Michelle Thorwaldson. We've got David Angelo, Erwin McKen, Amy Jo Neal, Eric Eisenberg, Adam Chandler. I'm going to come around on this side over here. Erwin Hubbard, Pete Olson, Maria Davila, Lanny Lee, Davy Lim. I'm going to get back to you two guys in a second. Charlie Rush, Doug Mercurio, Stan and Sue Steffen, Rowena Perez, Tony Dupree, Gregory Gold, Brian Goldman, Dan Campling. Dan came in like this. He came in with his hand over his chest like he was going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And he stood in front of me, and with all the music blaring, I went, and ladies and gentlemen, Dan Campling. David Rodriguez and his friend, Mr. Chin Wesley. Jim Freeberg. I saw Jim in Vegas recently, and he came over to say hello, but he's a horseman. He's a professional jumper. This guy's amazing, and his favorite horse is Amazing Grace. Nikki Taylor. I'm surprised you didn't bring David Barron with you. Richard Henney. And Richard, you got here, and I hadn't even said hello to you yet. Barbara Goldbach, and she is from New Hampshire. Joe Skoda, Nora Heffernan. Now, Nora is a singer. You have got to get her new CD. Joyce Warner. And now this cat that I'm sitting next to over here with the cool-looking sideburns is Glenn Unruh. I haven't met him yet. Jeff Bangurter. David and Sue Hoyt. Of course, Michelle and Dave Lovett. I'm surprised that David Schwind is not with you, but I know he is expected. Nancy Kevorkian, her maiden name is Schmerbach. The great and beautiful Dolores Kent. I wish I knew some secret about her, but two great kids, Mackenzie and Michaela. Rob Brewer. Dale Horton. The guy in the purple shirt, I complimented this cat in the purple shirt, James Ryle, because I absolutely dig that color. John Moussan, Barry Lindsay, Scott Grossman, the beautiful and talented Consuelo, Dwayne, Glenn and Emmanuel Gray, Trenton, I didn't even see you sneak in on me, Trenton Ingalls Jr., hold on, the guy's getting ready to stand up on me, Gil Gray, Larry Hammond and the Wurlitzers, John Hammond. You know, John Hammond's a famous name. Of course, Gary Tavarit's already getting ready to stand up. Janet and Jerry Hoskin. As a matter of fact, I just met his wife Janet for the first time. Now, Dominic, I haven't seen you in a long time, Dominic William. Troy Dugo and I just met. I haven't seen you before. You just snuck in here. DiMaio, nice to see you. Matt McComas, Mike Henderson, Pam Mamuelis, Paul Bartleson. How did I do with the name? Pam, how did I do with the name? All right. Lisa and Steve Kawano, Michelle and Bill Pescosolido, the lovely and talented Jordan Schultz. By the way, I love hanging out with this guy. It's like hanging out with a rock star. Pat Anderson, Richard Cooley, Diane Kennedy, who we're all going to have the pleasure of hearing from a little bit later, Florida St. Alban, the lovely and talented Ellen Dial, Dave Alfana. Dave was ready to leave the room just a little while ago when I stopped him. He's got, okay, go ahead, Dave, you can go. Now, you would expect that I would know all of the founders, and, you know, I'm not going to go through because you know that I know Jessica and Ray, and I've left Jessica and Ray sitting down, even though Ray's standing here in the back. Now, obviously, I would know who they are, but his other dog, his more senior dog, is Baxter, but his newest puppy is Bella. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen.